I rather think she didn't know what really she was getting into, and I think this is why William was absolutely correct to warn Harry or suggest to Harry that he took it a little more slowly, give it a bit more time. Not the strength of the love, but whether Meghan understood what she was getting into. And I think William was so wise, I don't know what you think, that to give Catherine 10 years to look in that goldfish bowl and think, well, can I hack it? And I think if Meghan had been given more time, she might have thought, well, no, I can't give up my independence. I mean, Meghan was fantastic. I mean, she was. You said she was a credit and could have been such a credit. She was an independent, forthright woman with her own career and her own thoughts and her own charities and causes. And she could have been exactly what a modern monarchy needs. And I think that the monarchy, as I've said earlier, didn't act as carefully as they should have done in nurturing what they could have had. But also, you know, she's, by all accounts, a bit of a diva, and you know, didn't like what she saw and didn't like her wings being clipped in that way. I think it's a very sad combination of misjudgments, really.
I'm going to kind of disagree with Jennie, if you don't mind. I think the royal family gave her so many opportunities. They gave her staff, they gave her a house, they paid for her wedding, they gave her, you know, patronages. They gave her the Commonwealth Trust. She was made, trying to remember her title, but she was like an ambassador for the Commonwealth Trust. She had all these opportunities. You know, she was given so much to succeed, and we were told that, you know, 5 a.m. emails, that she was, you know, busy. These are experienced staff working for the royal household. They've seen it all. You know, a 5 a.m. email isn't the worst thing that they've ever seen. These are experienced, proper aides that know how to operate with difficult people. And I think they gave her absolutely everything. I don't think they could have given her any more. But at the end of the day, she just didn't fancy it. She just didn't want it.
I appreciate that. I take
His
that
question
on board,
was whether the royal family, whether the royal household had helped her enough.
No,
and I think
right.
they gave her more than enough help.
Yeah. But I think that more time, she should have taken more time, and Harry should have encouraged her to take more time to see, is this for me? Yeah. And it was a very bad fit in the end.
Yeah. We agree on that bit.
We agree to disagree, okay.
Wherever you go, this one first?
Yeah.
Sorry, I should point for you, shouldn't I? Yeah, sorry.
This isn't a question. Can I tell you a story?
Yes.
Of course.
First of all, you have a wonderful smile.
Thank you.
And Arthur's, yours isn't too bad.
What I mean?
How about Matt? Oh, yeah.
He's not on the panel. I had the honour of being invited to the Queen's 75th birthday party. And I turn up, there's 230 celebrities there, and me. And the major domo was trying to make itself heard to call people in for dinner. So I said, do you want me to do it? So he's, oh yes please, oh yes please. So I stood up and I said, my lords, ladies and gentlemen, would you please, blah, 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 blah. And as soon as I'd said it, and the Queen started to come forward, I thought, Christ, I didn't mention her. So as she came past, I said, I'm sorry, ma'am, I forgot you. And she just looked at me and said, everybody does.
Thank you.
Oh, well done.
Well done. That's a good.
This lady here, maybe? I'm losing count, sorry.
Jennie, this isn't a question either, but it is to you. Earlier on, you said that Prince Charles, the King, being the father, should have said, you know, I'm the parent, then, you know, we should sort it out. Meghan is exactly the same. Her parent has tried and tried and tried, and she's not having none of it. Arthur, I think me and you agree. I think we're on the same page here. What's the common denominator?
It is, yeah. Meghan.
No, I get that, but I still think that Charles, and I think he does, have his arms figuratively open to Harry, not unconditionally and not unforgivingly, but would like to establish, I think, a relationship with his younger son. Meghan, I don't know why. It's very odd that she is totally estranged from almost everyone in her family except her mother, and I think one cousin that we know about. And now she has estranged Harry from his. I mean, it's tragic, I think.
Well,
Is it this lady there?
What are your fondest memories of our dear late Queen?
Oh, well, magnificent woman. Magnificent woman. I remember, I've covered the Queen for 40 years, and I really did. When you went a job with the Queen, you waited for her to smile, because at some stage she would really smile. There's a picture there of her smiling there. And when she did that, it was just one that you always got a great picture, because she's just, as I say, she just lit up. And I remember once someone saying, when the Queen smiles, the whole world looks great. But, she was a magnificent way. She operated the same way. You remember Jennie always turned up on time, always politely shake the Lord Mayor's hand. She'd walk in and she'd talk to people. And I remember we went to Washington once, and she was going into this project, and there was this lady, Alice Frazier, and she was coming to this house, and the Secret Service said, look, no count, would you shake hands with the Queen? No count, unless she offers you a hand. No count, speak to the Queen unless she speaks to you. And no count, nobody move. The Queen walked into the room. This lady rushed across the room, grabbed the Queen and hugged her.
Yes, that's
and,
right.
I remember I got this picture of it, and I can't believe it. And overnight, that picture of mine published in every American newspaper the next day, and overnight that woman became a star. And the only paper that never printed that picture was The Sun. And a year later, the British Airways rang up and said, we'd like to use that picture in our magazine because she's coming over. And I said to the editor, well, there's British Airways on the phone, they want to use that picture. I said, the one of that lady hugging the Queen that we never published. And he gave it to him, but,
I think I loved her absolute passion about horse racing. She lived and breathed it. And there was an occasion in the Royal Box, it was captured on film for one of Eddie Mertzhoff's films, I think. And the Queen had won the Royal Box sweepstake, and she'd won £15. And it was put into her hand. She said, oh, and the Queen Mother went. She said, look, Mummy, I've won. I've got £15. And the Queen Mother said, oh, darling, you're crying about it. She said, no, Mummy, it's just the wind. The wind has got in my And she got such a thrill out of that. I mean, she was
She had a great sense of humour, the Queen. I mean, it's a great story. You probably all heard it. We ran it in the paper recently about the Queen up at Balmoral, and she's walking with a detective, and come across as two Americans, and they see them, and they say to the Queen, have you ever met the Queen? And she says, no, but he has. And so they immediately leave the Queen and rush over to sort of talk to Dick. And said, have you met the Queen? What's she like? I always said she can be very awkward sometimes, and she can be difficult sometimes, but and so they then go to the Queen, give them their camera and say, can you take a picture of us with Dick? And of course the Queen does that. But then Dick put them out of their misery and said, look, I'm going to take a picture of you with this lady as well. And he said, and then when they left, the Queen said to him, apparently, I wonder when they get home, who's going to tell them first who they actually met. They had no idea, even when they left, that they'd actually met the Queen. So it's a great sense of humour. So,
she loved it when things went wrong. I think the Duke did as well on a royal tour.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't
and when they
think
couldn't get the plane, they couldn't get the steps up to the plane, so they couldn't get off the plane. I remember that. He was screaming at them.
Or they got stuck in the middle of a lake.
That carpet blew up all over the place. Yeah.
What was that place in Canada who got stuck in the middle of a lake? You just told me.
Oh, Winnipeg.
Winnipeg. I keep forgetting the name. Winnipeg. Yeah. Lots of things go wrong, and that makes a royal tour. It really does.
It does. Yeah. Well, you hope things do go wrong, because then you get a good story out of it.